Y'all are good. It's your favorite green-eyed bandit, Mr. Canada, and everybody. Y'all see what it is. Join now. I am live, as I am on Tuesday Tech Nights. Tonight we're going to talk about followers. We're going to talk about followers tonight. Everybody wants them. Everybody wants them. Let me find a groove to go underneath this. Y'all know, part of me says I should just, I should rock without putting a groove underneath it. But then there's a part of me that says, I'm a music guy, so what am I supposed to do? Okay, I see you. What up, Mike? I see you, Mike. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this with no music. Is that even possible? I think I should do turn the music on and turn it down low. That's what I should do. Because it just feels better. What up, Latasha? What up, everybody? Y'all see where I'm at? I'm live on YouTube right now. And this is the view y'all are going to get from me on Instagram. So, I know it's not the most favorable view, but that's why you got to come over to YouTube. Which the address is is pinned at the bottom. What up, Kayana? What up, DJ Rock, y'all? The address is pinned at the bottom because I want y'all to come vibe with me. Let me see. We all locked in there? Let me see. What song do I want to put underneath this? Low, recent. Not the Erykah Badu flip. Not what we gonna do. Is that it? No, that's that. Skating music. I like the skate music. Oh, wow. Well, I'm finna talk to you about how to get some followers. I'm finna give y'all, the importance of followers. That's what we talking about tonight. People want what you want, Woody, but they have no idea about any of it, unfortunately. And the crazy part is, I got to pull that up on my computer. I wrote down some notes I wanted to make sure some key points I wanted to make sure I spoke to y'all about on there. Let's do that. There we go. It's a little vibe now. I feel good. Yo, so I do this series, DJ Rock, y'all, every Tuesday. I'm online on my YouTube channel every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And last week, Tuesday, we talked about social digital currency, how to use it, how to spend it, and what it was. Today, and I've got everybody coming to my YouTube. Like, if you came to my YouTube, you see it's a whole different vibe. It's a whole different energy. That's why I posted the link at the bottom so people could come through and check me out. Did I change the parameters on that? I think we did, and that's why the lighting is doing that. I'm not going to be too thrilled about that, but there's not much I can do about it now. Let me see if I can pull up the notes and see if they synced, because there's some notes I want y'all to know about. SD, there they go. Cool. Got my notes. Because it's important. Yeah, okay, cool. And this is gonna be recorded as well, so anybody who is not in the space at the beginning of it, that's cool. It'll be recorded so you guys can check it out a little bit later. But heavy important, extremely important for us to, for y'all to understand why this is a thing. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know why, then why would you ever really understand how to put it all together? What up, Jazzy? What up, Koshin Santos? And that's what I want to articulate to y'all is, what's the big deal with followers, right? Because everybody wants them. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. Everybody wants followers. Everybody wants followers without understanding, like, why they want them or what the purpose is. And a lot of people want followers for vanity metrics. And I'm kind of like, that's cool. That's all well and cool. But you absolutely need followers for deeper and more reasons than the vanity metrics. Everybody wants to say they got followers. And the challenge with that is people don't understand that having more followers is just a number. If you don't have the right kind of followers, we're going to get into that tonight. We're going to get into the right kind of followers. We're going to get into, how to get the right kind of followers. We're going to get into all those kind of things, so people understand it's bigger than it's bigger than that whole thing of just wanting followers. So Woody, I see you in there. Woody, I got you. Listen, Woody, you should have, by the time this thing ends, by the time this conversation ends, Woody, you should have more followers. You should at least more followers, an idea of what kind of followers you want and how to get them. If y'all can hold for me 1 second while people join and subscribe, I'm going to do something and I'll be right back. So we're about 2 to 3 minutes away, so enjoy the music. All right. What up, Mario? Nice. So the room is populating. We're getting some more people in here. Let me. That wants to play like that. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's get into it, man. So the importance of followers, right? It's bigger than just. The vanity metrics of having a lot of numbers, because we know that having a lot of numbers is just that. It's just having a lot of numbers. It doesn't equal into the greatest thing that we all want on these platforms, which is a social media engagement. And that's where social digital currency comes into play. That's what we talk about, social digital currency. You want to spend some social digital currency for a social media engagement on any social media platform with your people and persons of interest. Well, talking about Instagram tonight, when you think about followers and it being the first stage of getting to create a social media engagement, you don't think about it from the aspect that you have to actively go out and procure followers. Most people just say, I'll wait till people come and follow me, or they think that you can post some content a certain way. What's up, praising God? I'm live on YouTube. You think that you can, most people think that they can just post material and followers are going to come. That's not how it works. In some cases, some people can post something profound and that might garner the attention of a few people. Case in point, I have another page, which is the relationship expert page. And then I have the TRXS page, TRXS Now on Instagram. And crazy enough on, I kind of share content between those two that are similar versus what I share on my DwightSkrappReynolds IG. And the reason being is because one is a personal one. DwightSkrappReynolds is my production. It has more to do with the not so politically correct side of me. It's just the music, the entertainment side. And then TRXS Now, which stands for the Relationship Expert, as well as the Relationship Expert page. Those are geared more around political issues and things that I can't, that I can communicate with you guys on another level without, offending the fans that I have accumulated here for a different purpose. Most of my fans that are on my page now are music, relationships, and a few of them now also have come to this, come to that page because of some of my political points of view in my discussions on Clubhouse. So with that in mind, the way and the followers you get, the followers that you maintain, you want to gain followers, retain followers, and maintain your followers. Write those things down. If y'all haven't wrote them down yet, you want to gain followers, retain those followers, and maintain an ongoing relationship with your followers. Why? Because you want to build up an engagement. And just following people doesn't do that. Just posting great content doesn't do that. So we get back to why followers are important. Well, there is an influence that having a certain amount of followers garners. You know what I mean? Just as the blue check. I don't know if any of you guys even think about that, but the blue check is one of those things that, is coveted by people because it's a validation of sorts. And so that's kind of what the same thing is with having the followers. It's a validation of sorts. And when you have a certain amount of followers, at least more than certain other individuals, or you have a substantial amount for those accounts that have greater followers than you, there's a rite of passage in conversation. There's a second consideration you get when your follower count has that. And so that is important in that regards. If you are about who you are, and if you've gained your followers by influence and not by other metrics, or other methods. So you want followers, you need followers, but you need the right kind of followers. And so why followers are important to you is because they help legitimize what you do, and hopefully their engagement. Why you are important to followers is because if you have a substantial amount and you decide to communicate or promote or uplift or share content or repost, it's a big deal. I had a kid that was in my clubhouse, and he was talking about, how he was going to spend his social digital currency trying to reach out to 50 cents. And he used it correctly, but he also did something where 50 Cent reposted something he posted. That's a huge deal. I mean, it's similar to Shade Room. If the Shade Room reposts something that you've posted, that's a huge deal on Instagram. Everybody knows it. It's a celebration point. It's like, oh, dog, you done made it. Shade Room reposting you. You know what I mean? And we've seen it validate people in a position where they can actually, Shade Room is very, very credible. So they end up getting in situations where they can help get you that blue check should you want it. You know what I mean? Shade Room is able to do that. So there's that's that validation of why followers are important, why it's important to them. Now, outside of those, it's important to the algorithm. And people talk about the algorithm all the time, but they don't get into the fact that followers are so important to the algorithm, because when you have a certain amount of followers and you announce something, or when you promote something, or when you post something, if those followers join and are a part of your conversation, guess what? If they join immediately, now hopefully you guys are writing this down as well. Joining immediately tells the algorithm this is good content. This is important. This is something that we may want to share with our community. So joining this live, because you're a follower, when you join it right away, it tells the algorithm, hey, something's going on because people are joining this platform. When you guys are sharing content, it gets excited then and says people are sharing this content. But you have to have followers in order to do that. Why is it important to businesses? Businesses need an audience to promote to. Businesses need followers. They need followers who at least see their post. Now, it's a part of marketing and advertising. They don't absolutely have to use, it'd be nice for people to convert right then from that point of business. They would love for people to convert immediately, like see the post, and then of course there's usually a swipe up function for the post, or a link, or something that's promoting a place where they can get to the product or the service that business is promoting. But they need followers for that. Like they need that type of engagement. They need an audience, and so that's why followers are important to businesses. But all across the board, we all need an audience. If you're gonna post something, you're either a poster, somebody who needs the audience, or you're in the audience and someone who enjoys the people who are posting. Neither one is a bad situation, but we have a need for both. It's a yin and a yang, and so it's one of those things that you have to take your time and everybody's not meant to post. You guys have seen some posts and you're like, oh man, I wish that was better, or cringe. And then you've seen people who are just really, really good at posting. Like, you enjoy their content, you know what I mean? No matter what niche or genre or whatever it is that they're a part of, you enjoy it. There are certain people that I look forward to seeing, and I look forward to promoting or being a very good follower. And that's kind of the next thing I want to talk about. And this is for you, Woody. This is for Woody, who's on my YouTube right now. Woody asked, he said, I wish I could have more followers. And that is a wish by many people have, you know what I mean? Many people wish they had more followers, and they just don't put in the work to do it. So I'm gonna tell you some things, and hopefully, Woody, you guys are taking notes. What's up, Alicia? I'm live on my YouTube if you want to join me. I'm giving some free game right now on followers, how to gain them, retain them, and maintain them. So when you come to a point of wanting to gain more followers, I can't express enough that it is a job. It is work. You can't hire anybody else to do it. You're going to have to be hands on the wheel. There is no automated system that helps you do this. What's up, Alexis? There is no automated system that allows you to do it. There is just you and your team maybe, but you have to be a part of the process. I spoke about a method before, two methods I gave you guys in the last week's Tuesday Tech Talk. When I spoke about social digital currency as a whole, I gave y'all two gems. Y'all should have held on to. What's up, Daniela Ray? Live on my Instagram, on my YouTube. Octobar, what up? Live on my YouTube right now. Y'all see it. Hit that post and come over. I gave y'all a couple real gems in order to progress on your Instagram. One, you have to be an active participant in growing your audience, meaning you have to find your audience. Who are you rocking with? What up, Shema? Who are you rocking with? And who do you want to rock with you? You got to go to those pages. You got to go to the people who are in the club with you, like the people who do what you do. You have to visit their pages. And when you visit, I prefaced it before. I said, y'all should probably visit 10 people who are doing better than you, have more followers than you, and have more engagement than you. You should follow 10 of those people and support them. Be a great follower to them. And I'm going to get into how do you, what's expected of followers and what do followers expect? What's a super follower, and why would anyone want a super follower, and how are they created? We're going to get into all that because it's necessary. But before I get into the 10-2 theory, let me come over here to my YouTube and let you guys know if anything resonates with you guys, or you guys want to, if you guys truly appreciate some of the content, you can buy a super sticker or a super chat to support the channel or whatnot. It will post on the page and it'll post for a longer time. That is also an element of becoming a super fan or a super follower or just super supportive. Most of you have already joined join me and subscribe to me over here on my YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. Make sure you guys hit the like button. the like button. If I've given you anything worth listening to, if you've gotten any information that you feel like is going to help you, even right now or later on in tonight, just hit that like button. Right now, we've got a few people in the room, but we don't have that many likes. So if you can, just support me by hitting the like button. As we continue, once you follow those pages, I say 5 to 10 different, different content creators who are doing well better than you, who are doing big numbers and have a lot of people commenting on their page. At that point, you start commenting on some of the people that they don't answer. Now, I told you guys before, big accounts probably answer the first 25 to 50 followers. Other than that, you're not spending your day. You don't even have the time or the bandwidth to go down on all your posts and respond to everybody. So what you do is you respond to maybe really high profile people, 10 to 15 people, and they may peruse through and see some special comments that they have, which we're going to get into that probably in 2 weeks. I'm going to get into comments and why they're important and how to use them in order to gain a better social media engagement. But that's in a couple weeks. So when you are in a situation where you want that person to respond to you, or when you're commenting on those followers that they have, if you answer profoundly, if you say something engaging, if you say something that helps them with their question or their comment, they're going to come to your page and check you out. They're going to say, yo, who is this responding to me? I don't even know them. And at that point you can exchange a follow, or you can wait till they comment and exchange a follow. But this is how you build your followers. That's one way of doing it. Woody, you comment on the comments of your favorite content creator, whoever that is. Hopefully they have 100,000 or more, and hopefully they get about at least 100 to 200 comments when they post something, because that's like a feeding frenzy for you to be the second specialist on the page, but the first specialist to the people that they don't answer. How about that? That's going to go a long way in your growth. I know it works because I've done it. Am I as diligent as I should be with it? Not so much. I'll tell you, it's work to create the content and then to follow up and to build the followers. You need to spend an hour to 2 hours. Realistically, you need to spend an hour. You need to spend 1 hour engaging to gain more followers every day. If you want to gain 10 to 50 followers a day, then look at it like this. You need to post at least 50 responses to people's comments. You got to interact with your audience if you're trying to grow it. Most people just want to post stuff and think that the audience is going to grow. It doesn't work like that. So another thing, and I gave this tip away last time as well, which is one of the most awesome tips ever because people want to be so controversial. Turn on the feature, go to settings, then go to privacy, and then turn on the setting that says only people who follow you, and then go down to comments, and then only people who follow you can comment back. So when you post something controversial that people just they're chomping at the bit, they want to say something, they want to jump in the conversation, they want to be a part of the conversation. What up, Jay? What up, Sully? What up, Sabria? You have to make that conversation mean something. And the way you do that is you make people have to follow you in order to comment. I did it. I got a controversial post right now on the Relationship Expert Show where I'm talking to where it's about Kyrie Irving. And at one point, in the light bulb that went off was I was at one point debating with an individual who wasn't following me. I was going back and forth with the person on my on my comment section who wasn't even following me. The light bulb went off and I was like, yo, I got to figure out something, because there's no way I should have held this conversation with this guy who clearly didn't know what he was talking about. And here I am having this dialogue with him and he's not following me. I owe no one a conversation who is not supporting what I got going on, nor trying to be a part of what I got going on. Because y'all do know some of these comments, man, if the right person say the wrong thing, it can screw up your day or it can adjust your mood or something. And what's the cost of that if these people aren't following you? These people are not paying the smallest dividend in social digital currency that they could pay in order for that engagement to mean something. So I tell you right now, turn that feature on. Watch how you get way more likes, which is another conversation for next week. We'll talk about likes next week. And then the following week is comments, and then the week after that, notifications. Like, I'm gonna take y'all through the whole social digital currency spin on Instagram. And by that time, I think so most of y'all know I got a book coming out called Billionaire Talk: Social Digital Currency, Your Birthright and How to Spend It. Hopefully, the plan is for the end of this month to do the pre-sale, and then it'll be out or whatever, and then go from there. Sabrias, make sure you come over to YouTube, and then whoever's in my YouTube right now, make sure y'all say hi or what's up. I see a couple people already in here kicking it. Say hi. Let me do this super. Let me do that. All right, cool. Do that. Do this. Do that. All right, cool. So, with that in mind, all right, Train. There you go. I knew you was coming. I just didn't know if you was in the room or not. Train wreck. So with that in mind, I've given you some tips on. Those are two very strong tips, by the way. But yeah, you still have to be active on your account in order to grow your followers. Who cares? Listen to this. Who cares how many people you follow? I know people used to talk about the ratio. They was like, yo, if I follow this and do that. I'm like, that doesn't matter. What matters is that your audience grows. So I think you can be bold enough when you follow somebody to say, hey, love your content. That's what made me follow you. Would appreciate a follow back so we can vibe. I don't see nothing wrong with you saying that. I've done it before, and it just put people on notice like, yo, I'm rocking with you. I would love for it to be reciprocal. I would love for us to be rocking with one another so that both of us can grow from this, so that both of us can have a higher engagement, so both of us have a bigger audience, and you have the opportunity to follow me to see what I post so that maybe you would share it and repost it to somebody else, which is another social digital currency spin that we'll talk about later. What up, Nick? Nick, I'm on my YouTube. I posted a link at the bottom. Come join me. So in the event that they follow you back, that's one more follower, that's one more person you'd engage with. And I've seen it. I've seen people that, and again, we're all guilty of it because it's not in our programming to source our own followers. We just don't do that. And right, wrong, or indifferent, your growth or lack of growth is going to be due to that. Like, your lack of growth is a direct result to how you're engaging. Y'all are forgetting this is a social media engagement that you're trying to have. That's like you walking in a club and you walk in a club and you don't speak to nobody. You just walk in the club and hang out. Like, where is that functional? Where have you ever been in a situation like that where you met more people and you had more fun? It hasn't. You had to say hi to somebody. You had to say, can I buy you a drink? You had to make an introduction. This is a part. It's the same thing here. You got to remember that social media and real life kind of parallel each other. So in real life, you let somebody know if you like them. Well, on social media, guess what, you guys have an opportunity right now to hit that like button on my YouTube channel to let me know y'all like what I'm saying. I'd appreciate that. So as we continue, I want y'all to know it's work. So don't think that you can just show up. Showing up is not enough when it comes to social media. You have to be active. And that goes for everybody. That goes for people who are artists. If artists want their work displayed to a wider audience, guess what? You got to be in their face. You got to show them like, hey, I exist. If you are a producer, then you have to come to other producers' pages and listen and give them not a generic comment. Just, you have to be authentic when you have these conversations with people when you're trying to grow your Instagram or any platform for that matter. But we're talking about Instagram tonight. So if you're trying to grow your Instagram, be a person who's social enough somebody want to rock with you. Y'all know people who you would befriend. You'd be like, man, I kick it with them. I'd hang out with them. And that's a matter of how social you are. If people see you kicking it and having a good time at a party, people gonna be like, yo, man, I wish he would notice me because I rock with dudes. I hang out with them, and that kind of thing. So you got to be social, and it is work, and it takes some time, and you got to dedicate some time out of your schedule every day. Now, this is what I will tell you: there are very few celebrities that you see on Instagram that don't have a posting schedule. I've been around celebrities, big time celebrities, and saw and heard their assistants say, hey, it's time, you gotta post something. Hey, it's time for you to do this or do that. So if they have people assisting on their schedules, what makes you think you don't need that for your schedule? What up, Lil Rod? You absolutely need it for your schedule. You absolutely need to schedule in and factor in your growth. Your growth on these platforms can mean many, many wonderful things in your future. It can mean possible branding opportunities. It can mean branding opportunities, ambassadorships. It can mean currency. You know what I'm saying? It can mean influence. These things are all important when you're building your social media engagement. It's all important. So you have to invest in it. And the thing that you invest in the beginning is your time. And hopefully you do it in such a way where you start building up the muscle. You know what I mean? You got to do it to build up the muscle, the reposting and the resharing. And all these tools that I'm giving you are parts of the muscle that you're trying to grow that you didn't inherently come with. Those people who are really successful on here have learned how to follow, and they've learned how to gain, retain, and maintain their viewership. Even when you have the fall off. And you're going to have that. You're going to have people who do I'm going to follow you one day and then the next day they unfollow you and all that kind of stuff. You can't worry about the people who aren't rocking with you. You got to worry about the fans that you have in front of you. Now, I've lost some, I've gained some, and I don't really care about the metrics on those as much as I care about how much the people who are still with me are engaging with me. Because that's ultimately what you want to grow, is your engagement and your influence and the conversation behind that. What up, Jared? So as we continue, that's mainly how you gain more followers, right? Queen and Blueprint, I'm live on my YouTube. Y'all should come rock over there. It looks amazing, and it's an audience over here that I'm rocking with. So what is expected of followers? Now this is huge, right? What's expected of followers is huge, because we all have a false sense of what we think people should be doing. And the only way to identify that is you got to say, well, what are you doing as a follower? Like, the first thing is to hold the mirror up to yourself. Make sure you guys who are joining my YouTube hit that like button when you come on, and hopefully you're subscribing. All that stuff matters. I appreciate those social digital currency spins on YouTube. So at the point of you recognizing the behavior of your followers, you have to ask yourself, am I doing what I'm asking of them? Now, it's difficult when you have a ridiculous amount of followers. It's just difficult. I've got over 40,000 followers, and I try my hardest to respond to so many people. I definitely respond to a majority of my comments, and that's what keeps that's one of the retention plans that I have for my followers, is that if you post something on mine, I'm gonna at least put the heart by it to let you know I saw it. But for most cases, I'll spend an afternoon where working is low. What up, Valdo? I'll spend an afternoon where working time is low, and I'll just sit there and I'll just go through the comments, because they're interesting and they're funny. But what it is so y'all understand me, I don't want to answer comments right away. I want to give you an opportunity to, I don't want to influence your responses, and I don't want to influence anybody else's conversation when it comes to my response. A lot of the posts that I have on my Instagram, one of the most, I don't know if I want to call it famous posts or whatnot, but the posts that get the most engagement are my posts that's called The Look. And I never explain it, and I'm not going to explain it now, what that means, because it's so important. I give you guys the opportunity to express yourselves without the influence of what I may or may not be thinking. And for me, that is so fun, to watch y'all responses, to hear y'all responses or whatnot. It's exponential in my experience on the platform. So I try to make sure I respond to everybody, because that's a part of retaining your people. I try to post things that I know y'all want to see, or post things that are interesting. And so this is where I had to make the second account, because I can't keep on one account, like the account that we're on right now, the account that is my music and my expression, the thing that I've loved all my life. I cannot conflict your thoughts or your ideas when it comes to what I'm posting. I don't want y'all sitting up like, y'all, there are multiple sides to all of us. There's the side that you do for fun, there's the side that you do for business, and then there's the random side or whatnot, and then there's the side that's triggered by other things. And so some of those other things I have to post on my other pages and maybe repost on this page. So it's like it's not completely it's not the complete thought that I want this audience to see. But if you happen to go to these other ones, it gives you a well-rounded view of who I am as well and the things that concern me without inundating you all on a regular basis with that kind of content. Because I got to that place at one point, like real talk. And all of this is due to somebody doing an audit on my Instagram page, and they were like, "Yo, you got like 5 or 6 different thoughts going on here." Like they ran down, and it made me just be like, "Yo, they're so right. I need to curb my enthusiasm." I really want to express so many different things, but in order for my followers to get what they need, in order for my followers to be appreciative of what I do, then I've got to do something different. And so that's what, if y'all have noticed, I've been live and posting and doing a whole lot more stuff, a whole lot more. Why? Because there's a demand for it. I post live. I'm on YouTube a whole lot more now because I just enjoy this platform, and it gives me the ability to reach out to more people. It gives me the ability to spend more time with y'all and also leave a footprint. It gives me an opportunity to leave a footprint that you guys can come back and check out a little bit later. And that's my offering to you guys as followers. Now, on a side note to that, I am eventually going to start doing memberships on this YouTube channel as it grows. Some of you guys have been hanging out with me for some time. Y'all been really super duper awesome. And there's some things that I want to have as like membership perks. These are things in ways that we have to, respond and behave as content creators, as people who are on these pages providing, entertainment of some sort. We got to find out ways to give back. These are all a part of the retention plan for your audience. Me giving y'all this free conversation about how to grow your followers, about how to follow correctly, which I'll get into in a minute. But how to grow your followers is this is free for you, but it costs me time. And then there the small asks I have of you guys, like follows or turn on or subscribing, leaving comments on the page. Those are small things that you guys can do that cost you nothing but social digital currency. The taking it to the next level, I'll talk about that later under what's a super follower and whatnot. And I've got a few, and I really do appreciate those people who come on and they buy the super chats and they buy the super stickers and they are going to join. I know those are people I know which people are going to join as members. Like already I kind of know who is going to be a member, and that's really cool to know that those people are really, really dope followers. But as you, there's an expectancy for my content to be entertaining. I've gained those followers. They're expecting my conversation. They're expecting the audio. They're expecting the visual. They're expecting the content to be enriching. They want to see us. Listen, as a creator, I want y'all to understand that people want to see you and your content. People absolutely want to be entertained by you. And so as you do that, it has to get better. It has to grow. It has to level up. It has to move on to something that makes people want to continue to engage with you. It's a must. You can't post. Listen. If you do, what is the phrase? How does it go? If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. I'll say it again. If you always do what you always done, you'll always get what you always got. And so I need y'all to wrap your heads around that. And yeah, Blueprint, not today, but we can get into that. That's a bigger, deeper conversation. And I needed to breathe and live a little bit before I talk about the metaverse. That was the question, can I talk about the metaverse? As it grows and starts to shape form and more people start to use it, there'll definitely be a conversation about it. But we're a bit early right now in the conversation about it because they don't even have it up and running or the bugs worked out. But that's what's expected, of me as a content creator. They expect quality content. They expect that, and then they expect the engagement back in the comments that they do. And some expect an immediate follow, and some people just expect an acknowledgement. So these are some of the things that are expected of people who follow you. And that's what we sign up for if you're going to be a true content creator. If you're going to be somebody who especially somebody who has influence, it's incumbent of you that when you are posting, that you consider your audience, that you consider the experience you want them to have, and always be looking to upgrade them. Every artist out there, whether they're a visual artist or a recording artist, they want to, every time they release a project, every time they release an album, they want it to level up. They want you to say, man, this is better than the last one. A comedian, he wants his jokes to elevate and be better so as they go. So should the content creator. Your content has to elevate. You can't go backwards. The imaging can't suck. You know what I'm saying? It can't go from really great quality and then be like, you shortchanged us on the quality on the next couple and expect the same support. That's not going to happen. So what do I expect of my followers? I expect the same thing you guys expect. Like if I post something, yeah, man, hit the like really quickly and then comment really quickly. And don't give me a generic comment. Like I'm trying to get to know y'all too. Say something clever. And again, I don't want to dive into comments and how to do them because we're going to talk about that in 2 weeks. But I absolutely want your follow. I absolutely want your comments. I absolutely want your turning on notifications. I want all the social digital currency spins flat out. I want y'all to answer them polls. What up, Trey Parker? Join me on the live, bro. I absolutely want y'all to answer those polls, and I want y'all to share the content. Like I want you to do all the social digital currency spins you can do. Some of them aren't even reoccurring. Like once you follow me, you follow me. There's no need to do that again. You follow me. Turning on notifications. You don't have to do that again. You've turned on notifications. So truly, the main things to do is 3 things. Like, comment, and reshare, repost. That's it. That's a small ask. Like, comment, and reshare the content. That's an easy thing to do because you could do them all in a matter of seconds. Just hit the like button, go down and say, hey man, this was funny. I didn't even look at it like that. Boom, done. And then hit the share button. And then it's going to share on your stories, or you can selectively choose the community of people you want to share somebody with. I would suggest you doing both. I'd appreciate both. I'd appreciate people to go to their inbox and see all the, and see that you've sent it to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people. Like, they then look at it directly and will give you a response. How do I know? I've done it. I've been the follower that I want people to be to me. It's imperative that we look at things and move that way. It is truly a givers and do unto others kind of atmosphere. And then when you get really, 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 really major out there and you get really big, those responsibilities become higher in terms of what you post and all those kind of things. And then it becomes a little different in the response to how you mitigate the comments and the responses. What up, Blessed Beyond Measure? We're live on my YouTube channel that's posted at the bottom. If you want to, come over and check us out and have a great time with us there. If you are on my YouTube channel right now, I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity to hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, now's an awesome time to subscribe to the channel. Hopefully I've given y'all some information that y'all appreciate. I'm gonna give y'all a poll. I'm gonna create a poll right quick for anybody that's on my YouTube. Let me see. Would you share this? There we go. There's a poll out there for all of my YouTubers, and if you come over to the YouTube, you guys can be a part of that poll as well. I like putting polls up and getting responses from the people that are sharing the space with me in the room. So as I continue, that's what you expect from them. That's what they expect from you. Those are two in the same, not practiced the same way all the time, but they live in the same space. And if you do one well, what up, Savi? Savi, come over to my YouTube channel, man. Come hang out. Hit the subscribe button and the like button up on entering. I appreciate you. But that's a huge thing, right? It's a huge thing that you reciprocate those things that are done for you. And sometimes it's going to happen like in a whirlwind. I'm not saying it's going to be easy to reciprocate. You get 40, 50, like there are times where I get 70, 80 followers in a day, if not 100 and something followers in a day, especially when I've spoken on Clubhouse. When I go on the platforms in Clubhouse and I share my POV and people on there have heard about me or have been waiting to be in rooms with me to hear me speak, that thing goes through the roof. And that's a huge part of my growth. And that's another thing. You don't have to curate your followers from one platform. You don't have to be on Instagram to gain Instagram followers. That is a huge tip. That goes into how do you gain more followers. You don't have to be on the platform you're on to secure followers. Boom. Do you know you are a walking advertisement every time you go outside of your house? What up, Black Beauty? You are a walking billboard every time you travel. You have an opportunity to share with somebody your Instagram page. You have the opportunity, what up, Diff? Different Motion. You have an opportunity to share your content with strangers. There shouldn't be a piece of content that you hand out to somebody. If you're a musician, a beautician, hairstylist, makeup artist, if you're in the creative space of an entrepreneur, you should have something that has your Instagram in plain sight on it that you can give to people that they can go run and follow you ASAP, Rocky. Like, real talk, if I'm giving y'all a real gem right now. Everywhere you go, people need to know you have an Instagram account and how to access it. Y'all go out to the club on a regular basis. Listen, I slick just be handing people my shit. Like, if you gain 100 followers out of 1,000 people and that's a 10% turnaround, that's awesome. Not saying that that's going to happen, but that's awesome. You got to give yourself an opportunity for people to find you without you doing a lot of the work. I've seen people show up with shirts that had the barcode on it and people, all they had to do was scan it. What up, PP Mag? All they had to do was scan it. Like, if y'all aren't thinking of creative ways to gain your followers, then it challenges the thought of being a creator, a content creator. The objective in gaining followers is to give them access to you. And in giving them access to you, you have to provide every opportunity to make that easy. What up, Christy? You want people to follow, give them an easy way to do it. When you're out entertaining, or if you're out selling something, if you're out doing something, have a billboard next to you with your IG on it, with the little the barcode in the face. Have that ready to go, and say, "Follow me." I mean, if you was a ridiculous content creator, I'm sure I'm sure there's a content creator. I don't know who it is, and y'all gonna help me find it. I'm sure there's a content creator that has the barcode to their IG tatted on them somewhere. And if they haven't, y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see somebody put the barcode to their IG right here, and it's gonna be scannable. And they're gonna be like, yo, just holler at me, hit me right there. And you're gonna be like, and you're gonna tell somebody. Like, honestly, it's just the most ridiculous thing ever. I get it, but you're gonna be like, yo, I scanned this dude's arm, and I ended up on his IG or her IG. I mean, it's gonna work out super dope for people with very light skin. I can't say that I'm gonna let y'all I'm gonna let y'all know, as well as the government, I am not barcodable. How about that? Anyway, that's that content for those other pages I got. Anyway, but that's a huge hack, is when y'all go out, when y'all put yourselves in the you put yourselves in those big crowds and everything. Consider having a patch that goes on your shirt, or something you can put on your jacket. It could be something removable, because you really just want it. It's just an advertising tool. And that's a big shout for artists. For all those artists out there who are you should have a hat that got the barcode to your IG on it. I'm giving y'all so much game right now. You should have a merchandise. Of course, you're going to have other merchandise that has your IG attached to it. But you got to have that other stuff that you rock, that's a part of your swag, that's a part of your image. What up, Shaq? Come to the YouTube. But you should have that kind of stuff available. Right now, this bandana should have a barcode on it right now. So when I'm out, or not right there. I don't know if I'd have it right there in the center. I'd probably put it on the side. It's got to be somewhere stylish. I can't have it can't be it can't be that. It can't be like that first thing. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be like a piece that I can use. Yeah, see? Trainwreck got QR code stickers. Now, here's the dope thing about that is hopefully you have them Trainwreck, and you just put them wherever put them in places you're going to be at, or just put them in random places, because some people will just randomly scan. You do care about that, but you don't care about that. What you do is want to introduce that to people. But more so than anything, you want to let people know you exist, and there's an opportunity for them to find you. And hopefully, again, when we go back to the type of followers, hopefully, and that's what we're getting to now. What type of follower do you want? All right. So let me go into there. So that segues in there. Yeah, that's dope. I think because ain't nobody else gonna do it the way that you do it, Trainwreck. I think that's awesome. I walk the streets for hours. I print them myself. I'm gonna push that one up there. Y'all see it on the screen. Trainwreck says I have QR code stickers now. That's super dope and very necessary. It's very necessary. So with that in mind, the kind of followers you want, and I'm speaking for everybody, but I'm speaking for myself as well. I want the type of followers that are in this room right now. I want the type of followers that are showing up, that are participating in the conversation, that are answering the polls. That are answering the polls, that are participating. And that's the first group that I'm like, yo, I'm glad I got this group of people. I'm glad I got, these people hanging out and taking this knowledge in and hopefully applying it, and most of all sharing it, because that means a lot. But also, to take it a step further, what up, Sticks? Live on my YouTube, come check it out. Also, we want those kind of we all want the kind of fans that Trainwreck wants and needs right now. Trainwreck, as an independent artist, as an independent creator, as an entrepreneur, he needs followers that are going to be super followers, meaning they're going to buy the t-shirt, they're going to grab some stickers and pass some stickers out on their own and introduce people to it. They're going to repost his stuff when he posts on his page. They're going to share some content. They're going to I've got several people, which I'm so lucky and so blessed to have, several people who repost my material. And sometimes when people don't, I'll ask, hey, spend some social digital currency, man. Repost that. If you liked it, your friends and family might like it too. Repost that. Share that with somebody. Give somebody else the opportunity to have whatever thoughts and whatever made you repost it, and then give them the encouragement to repost it as well. Like, you have to communicate this stuff because people are not mind readers. I think that's one of the things that we fail to acknowledge, is that it's a work in progress. And just like you have these politicians and those people who are reiterating what they want, what they need from you. Get out there to the polls. Get out there to the polls. Get out to the polls. You get that on a regular basis. What up, Priestess? That's why you got to say, hey, repost my stuff, man. Repost my stuff. That's why y'all keep hearing me like, Priestess, I'm live on YouTube. Come join us. That's why I say that. That's why I do that. I'm not going to assume that you're reading my mind and you know my wants and desires. I'm going to express it to you. Like, if you closed mouths, all that kind of stuff, squeaky wheel, that all applies here. You got to communicate to your audience what your wants and needs are. If they don't know, it's nobody's fault but yours. That's why I introduced to you guys super chats and super stickers. I'm like, bro, here's an opportunity for y'all to convert your social digital currency into actual currency and show me how much you appreciate what I'm saying and what I'm doing, and giving it some actual value outside of what you're going to take and use it for. Right now, I gain nothing but the audience that I have in front of me, but you guys gain a lot because you get to take this and change your forecast. You get to change your future. You get to change what you got going on. What up, K-Gene? Live on my YouTube. Come rock with me. It gives you an opportunity to adjust your future. That's what I'm investing in. Hopefully you guys are looking at this and say, yeah, let me get a super sticker, let me get a super chat, or let me become a member of what's scrap going on, because I don't want to miss the content. I don't want to miss the party. I want to be there when he vibing out. When people are on my Instagram, I turn on the badges feature. There is no expectation for you to buy one, but if you do, super dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's cool. That develops social currency. I remember those people who come on either platform and they have already spent some social digital currency, but those that increase it by spending some actual currency then increase their social currency with me. There's an algorithm that goes along with the people that you know that are really, really rocking with you. You know that. Y'all know it like I know it. If y'all was out and somebody just took you to lunch and bought you and said, no, you keep your money, I'm buying lunch, that's somebody you gonna remember like, yo, man, that was really cool, man. I went out with such and such and they bought me lunch today. It makes you reevaluate how you rock and how you move and say, maybe I should, figure out something else too and do that. So super followers are gonna be the one. It's at the bottom, Priestess. You see where it says youtube.com/IC Green. You could type that in, you'll see me come up. It says scrap, and then you'll see it'll say live right now as well. But it's important that you become a super follower for the people that are really sewing into you. A lot of times people go and they just take. You don't want that to be a part of your social algorithm when it comes to these type of things. because people pay attention. People are watching. People are like, okay, so you just showing up to take, you know what I mean? Yep, I pinned it at the bottom. Yeah. So people just want to, you know, how you build your group. Yes, I have to say that to y'all. What up, Paris? Mwah. Because that's her name, is Paris Mwah. That's why I did that, y'all. But I have to say those things to you. If I never introduced to y'all that you can buy a super sticker, that you can buy a super chat, then you would never do it. And so I have to do that. And I have to tell you that it supports the channel and the growth and some of the other things that I'm doing. The stuff I got in here, I spent thousands of dollars on it. People know that, but that's not even the conversation. It is just the appreciation that you think enough of me to say, yo, let me do that. But that's what you want from your followers. I got t-shirts. I haven't even introduced t-shirts because I'm like, yo, I don't want to introduce something that people aren't going to, you know, they're dope. Y'all, can y'all see it? No, y'all can't see it from there. But when I was doing my other show, it says I am the show. Now, when I did my, I did shows with Pitbull. When I performed with Pitbull, I sold out of them joints. I got a few left, but I sold out of those joints when I was on tour because whenever you wear one of them shirts, people ask about them. Yo, what I am the show? What does that mean? It's a confidence shirt. It just says, I'm the line in the song say, what up, Frank? What up, Sandy? What up, Tamelia? The line in the song says, I'm not the life of the party, I'm the mother, you know, show. It's like, yo, I'm the one that you came to see, so everybody put your eyes on me. I am the show, right? That's everybody who's producing content, everybody who's out here moving. For everybody who just joined me on Instagram, I'm right here. Listen, look at that, what I've pinned at the bottom. Join me on my YouTube and you get the full experience, and you can really, really vibe with us and enter the chat. You can subscribe and like when you come in the room. For anybody who's on my YouTube right now, you guys have an opportunity. Priestess Love? Priceless Love or Priestess Love? For anybody who's on my YouTube right now, make sure y'all hit that like button when you join the room, but also make sure you're subscribing because I go live kind of often. Did I say it wrong, Andrea? I'm trying to get the name right. My bad. But if you're on my Instagram, come join me over there so y'all can get this full conversation that I'm giving on how to grow your followers, what's expected of you from your followers, and how and what the behavior is of a super follower. These things are exponential to your growth and to your maintaining your audience. What up, No? I'm live on my IG, on my YouTube, homie. Come over there so you can get this knowledge because I know you want to grow your community. So in doing that, we can't care about who said no on the poll. Some people want to share the content, some people don't. I don't mind that. But it's very necessary that you understand what's being asked of you, and then you will see how to be better for those people as well. Because it's almost like it takes one to know one. You know what I mean? It takes a giver to know a giver. It takes a person who's going to invest their time and energy in making sure your experience is great for somebody else to do that back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's reciprocal. And so that's why I communicate these things. That's why we're talking about it tonight, because they are social digital currency spins that are everything to you. What up, handsome twin? Live on my YouTube. And again, I always express this to y'all, like the YouTube channel be looking so lit that at some point, this is my goal, right? My goal is to grow to a point where I don't have to go live on Instagram and I could just invite y'all here to my YouTube channel. And that's why I stress subscribing. That's why I stress following. That's why I express, hitting the like button. That's why I express leaving comments. You know, people read y'all comments. Like when y'all leave comments, other people read your comments. One of my posts on my IG has the funniest comments. It's the one where the girl is dropping it like it's hot. I was given the look, but she drops it all the way to the floor. But if you read the comments, you're going to pass out laughing. And I did for a lot of it. It's the comments that I need y'all to, to be a part of that. So when you add comments, that's another way to gain followers, is by being a part of the conversation. I've gained followers on the Shade Rooms page so again, I reference everything that I tell y'all I'm actively doing. So on the Shade Rooms page, I followed, liked some things. I turned on notifications because Shade Rooms comments, they cultivate so quick that if you don't have notifications turned on, you're not going to be your comment's gonna be so far down the thing, or it has to be a really good comment. Like I've had one that I said was really good, and then I had a lot of people like it, and so that brought people to my page. What up, Priscilla? What up, Lavish? I'm live on YouTube. Come join me. Leave some comments. Talk some stuff. What up, Ali? I'm live on my YouTube channel. Come check it out. I want y'all to see the whole layout. It's a whole vibe. But if you're on somebody's page and you leave a really dope comment, I've seen other people comment on their comment, and then that thread builds. And then people start following each other. That's how you grow. You got to remember, you got to be, I can't stress this enough. So many people want to be on the social media without being social. Does that make sense? Like, people want to be on social media without being social. Is that possible? People want to get on social media and not talk to nobody. I don't understand that. But you want followers. But you want, what up, Tiff? I'm live and you're going to come by the house soon. I'm live on my YouTube, Tiffany. Come to the YouTube. And I'm watching the game. But this is the studio. This is where we finna make history. What up, Sharice? But that's what I'm saying. Like, people want to be on social media but don't want to be social. How's that possible? You got to spend some social digital currency in order to be popping. Miss She Ready, Tiffany joined my live right now, and Tiffany is one of the most social people I know. And y'all seen her, like, she's got the algorithm, whether it's online or in person, she got it figured out, and that's why we love her. She Ready. What up, Sharice? Welcome to the room. I'm directing everybody over to my YouTube channel because you get more of me over here. You can see my whole layout, and it's a whole different experience, and I'm using a better camera and whatnot. Prices. Okay, got it. So that's the part. You want to get more followers, you want to gain more followers, you got to be social. You got to give them a reason to communicate with you. I dropped some tips. She said, I just be me. And you do. Like, everywhere you go, you hear it on Clubhouse, you always hear people say, be your authentic self, authentic self, and authentic self. And really, if you just being you, everything else is going to happen. Everything else is going to come from there. Let me see something. Do you want to come live with me, Tiff, or no? I don't want to invite you if you don't want to go live. You let me know. We can go live on there, and that's dope. That's the key. Be yourself. People will fall in love with who you are, and that is the realest. That's the realest thing I can tell you. And listen, for those that don't know, being real makes life so much easier. Like, I've watched people work hard at being somebody else so much that they lose their minds. And I just be sitting back like, yo, and then they get called out. Like, when you see people getting called out on not being who they really are, because people know you. Like, that's the thing. You like it too? Yeah. I mean, this is what we're going to work at. You know what I'm saying? When you got your off days, this is what we're going to work at and create. What up, Sebastian? Come over to the YouTube channel. But that's the thing. That's what I enjoy so much about, and I think people respect and love about me as well, is I just be me, man. I've lived, and I don't really be having to do all that. I am who I say I am. I do what I say I do. And I ain't really trying to front or be crazy for nobody. Like, I'm not going out of my way trying to impress nobody. What up, V1? I'm just being who I am, and people gravitate to that. That's how you gain your followers. That's how you gain your engagement. People talk about it, be like, yeah, man, I was on the live with this dude, man. He was just super chill. And he was himself, you know what I'm saying? And you get to expect that. You get to embrace that and continue with that as you grow. And you're like, yo, you know what? He been who he was long before the success. That's what I want. I want people to say, yo, long before he was ridiculous in the game, long before he had all this notoriety, long before all that, he was who he was. He ain't changed. And I can tell you, I got to tell you, Tiff, I said, hey, first off, I call you the people's champ, because you're just so down to earth, and you are who you are, but you are such a loving and caring and giving person. I call you the people's champ because you're not putting on for nobody. You are yourself. Everywhere I've ever seen you, you have been yourself. Okay, so I'll text you. I'll text you and we'll figure out which day. It could be both days. We'll figure out which day fall through. or if I got to scoop you or whatever, and we work. But it's that for me. It's from the moment we met till now, and that consistency is what people fall in love with. And if we can manage to strip all these other people from their representatives, then we're good to go. A lot of times the representative is blocking y'all from gaining what you want to gain. It's blocking y'all from having the engagement that y'all want. It's blocking y'all from having the experience that you want. Y'all don't see it. It may gain you a little bit in the beginning. You might be able to fool, you might be able to fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all the time. That's the biggest part about, if you ever seen somebody who is trying to put on airs and doing all this other stuff, they are miserable. It's too much work. Those are the people who are stressing out. The reason why you see people like Tiffany and myself and others who are just, we are who we are, and we having fun in life, and we just getting to kick it and do what we do. What up, Charlamagne? We just do what we do. We don't do a whole lot of putting on airs or none of that. We just continue moving how we move. We ain't got to be nobody different. We just got to be ourselves. And if you can get out of your way and do that, you don't stress about stuff. You don't have the mental issues. You don't even have all that. You have to. It's imperative, right? Like if you decide to be somebody other than yourself, and people don't like who you've decided to be, who wasn't yourself, can you imagine? And then you keep on changing so much that you forget who you were in the beginning, which was the person you should have been cultivating all along. That's why people grow. That's why people engage. That's why, you see people with these really crazy growths on these platforms, and they stay around, and they have staying power, and they have a consistency that you can't buy. They have a consistency because I ain't got to work at this. Like this right here, talking to y'all, kicking it with y'all, this ain't work. This is who I am all the time. I may be funnier in some instances, but that's depending on the instance. You know what I'm saying? I'm still me, but in the instance, if stuff is funny and I'm going to be cracking jokes about it, or whatever, I'm a really funny dude when it comes to stuff like that. Or if I got to be creative, I'm not afraid of my creativeness. I'm so comfortable with who I am that it spills on the other people, and it's disarming to most people. So you can't really be fake around me. That's the other power of being yourself. That's why you get the engagement that you get. That's why you get the followers that you get. That's why you get people embracing you, is because as much as you are yourself, you become dependable. You become somebody who that people can count on. They can say, yo, nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, stuff has got to grow. Like you have to evolve. Now, I'm not saying stay yourself. I'm saying evolve, but the core values of who you are have to lead the way. Never leave off the stuff that people loved about you. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people in their evolvement. They forget who they were. Even when you get success, even when you get the success on these platforms, you got the success. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna give y'all this. So this parallels this whole thing, right? And I usually give this when I'm talking about relationship advice. I say 3 dates. 3 dates, never talk about nothing personal. When you meet somebody, wherever you meet them at, usually it's in the club, usually it's somewhere like that. When you meet somebody in those places, don't talk about no personal stuff. Talk about what's in front of you. Talk about the atmosphere, the songs, the vibe, the energy, but nothing personal. I'm not giving nobody my resume upon meeting them. Yeah, I'm doing this, and I work this job, I make this amount of money, this kind of car's outside, I live in it. I'm not telling you nothing about me personal on the first 3 dates. The first date, especially, the first time I meet you, we just talking about what's happening right there. Second one, go out with that person, and it's got to be somewhere public. We ain't doing no picnics, none of that. Let's go to Houston's or Cheesecake Factory or somewhere like that. Go somewhere where you can go out. I'm sorry to hear you ain't been on a date in 8 years, but I'm hooking you up right now, train wreck. On the second date, when you go out with the girl, talk about world issues, sports, things that everybody should be informed about that aren't personal. They're just objective things in life. Now, if y'all can communicate about the objective things in life and have a great time talking about them, you're on your way. If y'all can do that, appreciate the follow, Charlamagne. If y'all can do that, if y'all can talk about those things, we ain't talking about credit scores on the first date, especially not, I got good credit. I'll show you mine when I see you, but I got good credit. But we ain't talking about it on the first one because that shouldn't matter. I just need to know if I can kick it with you when I first meet you. Why? Because everything else is what it is regardless of when we talk about it. Like those things that are going to be solid, I don't have to talk about that. That's going to be there. But the third thing, now here's the third thing that correlates to what we're talking about tonight about being yourself. The third date is a two-parter, meaning I got to take you around my friends and you got to take me around your friends. And the red flag in that environment is going to be this. If I hang out with you and your friends and one of your girls say, girl, why you putting on airs for scrap? Like, why you acting funny now to scrap around? That's a red flag. That's a red flag that you're being somebody different with me than you're being with your friends who've known you longer than me, who've helped cultivate your personality and your views, who've been there through your ups and downs, who've been there through all your relationship stuff. And if I take you around my homies and they like, yo, scrap, for real, nigga? Like you tripping, bro. Like you own one right now, bro. That is a red flag for you. And you need to, not even on the second date, Tiff, we're not talking about credit scores and none of that on the second date because you don't even know if you like me yet. And you shouldn't listen. Another key to that is you don't want to have to file away information for somebody who's not going to be there for the long run. Your memory is all you got. You got to be careful of what you store in your memory because some of it isn't even worth keeping. Oh my God. Let me say that again. Some of the information that you're going to learn about, I know it's stuff that all y'all in this room, live on the Instagram and live everywhere else, I know that you met somebody that you wish you didn't know so much about. Useless information. We don't need that. You shouldn't even be carrying around that stuff. No, you have to, because your friends may see something at the point of you liking them, Tiffany. If they get to the third date, that means you like them. And you like them without knowing all that, without the drama, right? And at least it gives you an opportunity to, and yeah, of course, it's a different case with you as well as far as taking them around like friends. You got to kind of manage that a little differently. But you do got to take them around people who can see things that you can't see. People that you respect that look at things a little bit differently than you do so that they can help say, hey, there's something off with that nigga, right? like you need those people who are going to help safeguard you in those situations, because there's no way that you don't put a person in position to understand those red flags, to see those red flags, because we get blinded by the right people. You be like stuck. You be like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? And you hopeful, and the presentation on the first two are good. Like they passed the first two tests. And after the third one, say for instance, they do pass the friend test and they're not bugging out and all that kind of stuff. I think at that point you have thoughts of a future. You have thoughts of, and that's when you say, so listen, I've taken you around my friends, I've enjoyed spending time with you, and you give them an opportunity. You say, is there anything I should know that, that might mess this all up? And that's the first point you give them, to be honest, to lie, and for you to understand the depths of what that means. So if a person says, no, I ain't got nothing to hide, and then you have a conversation with them, and there's something in that conversation in a question you've asked that looks like a red flag, then you have to explain to them, like, your barometer for red flag stuff is off. Like, you don't have, you're that's unrealistic for you to think that telling me that you slept with 400 chicks in 3 years is popping. Like, that's a red flag for me, because it leads to too many other questions I don't want to know the answers for. I need that credit score. The bank gets it on the first date. My heart is expensive to me. Understandable, but you got to get out of the way of your mind playing games. Like you gotta allow. I won't loan it to an irresponsible man. And you shouldn't after 3 dates. Again, that's what we're saying. You can like somebody, but you ain't gotta love them until you know all those other things that you need to know. But why even spend any more time with a person that didn't pass prerequisite number 1, 2, and 3? That's what I'm saying. Your prerequisite for 1, 2, and 3, you still got to have a good time, Tiff. Like, you still got to get out and enjoy people, and it can't be like dating to. I know some people be like, yo, you gotta holler at people to marry them. No, I think you should holler at people to say, I like you first. I like you enough to want to know more about you. I like you enough to invest in knowing the pain points that come with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be in a position where you can discuss those things with somebody that you like. If you 9 times out of 10, you'll end up having that discussion with somebody you don't know if you like them or not. And for that to be a prerequisite could be some odd stuff. Like, I've never done it. I've never been like talk to me, ask me all this stuff off the gate. No, I'd be like so typically you out and a girl says to you, what do you do? That is probably one of the funniest questions I answer when somebody, what do you do? I say, when. That's my honest answer. I'd be like, when? And they'd be like, no, what do you do for work? I'll be like, oh, right now I ain't at work. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't go out to talk about work. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I do. I'm saying, how are you? You know what I'm saying? Are you having a good time? Who'd you come out here with tonight? Have they played your favorite song yet? Do I need to go beat up the DJ and get him to play your song? Do you dance when you go out? Like that. But not in the beginning. The time is for you to have a great time. Like you in the dating world, you deserve to have a great time, whether it's going to be with somebody who's for the moment or potentially for forever. But if you don't even have fun in the moments, then that's a tough existence to have. Like, you gotta have fun in the moments, whether it's the long-term moments or not. It's just fun to have fun with no strings attached, emotionally or physically. So I want to hang out with somebody, I want to kick it, I want to just party, but I don't want to know so much about you that I got to tell you stuff about me, and now I'm entangled with somebody who may not even be 1,000% honest with me. I don't want to be involved in a situation where a person hasn't been forthright, and I've given this is what you're talking about right now. I'm telling you, this is what you're talking about. You don't want to be in a position where you give your heart to somebody who wasn't qualified to have it in the first place. That's it. And the way you manage that is by having fun first and foremost, because that's the biggest thing. Too many times we get involved with people we can't even have fun with. Ain't that a drag? Like, think about it. On your dating life, don't you want to have fun with somebody? That should be the first prerequisite for everybody. I just want to have fun. Life is crazy with all this other stuff going on. Can I have fun with you? Can I just laugh with you over some stuff that's just random? Because when we get together, we're going to run out of stuff to say if we're not the type of people who know how to have fun off rip. I don't want to be in a situation where I can't talk to you about world issues and sports and some funny shit that happened to me and know your perspective on it, that you think stuff like that is funny too. I want that without giving you the emotional ties. We ain't even got to get to the emotional stuff. Emotional stuff don't even matter until, till later. But can I have fun with you? Just shooting. We're going to have a point where everything there is to know that everybody can know on a simple basis. You're going to know my credit score. You're going to know all the people in my family. You're going to know my highs and my lows. Can we still have fun after that? Or is that it? After that, do we got to go searching for fun or deciding if we can be creative and have that kind of engagement with one another? So I want to know that up front. Can I have fun with you, or are you serious too much? Are you jaw-jacking all the time about nothing in common at least? Or is there something about the conversation that we're about to have that we can continue having a good time with, even past the traumas of both of our lives, even past the failed relationships that we've had, even past the points where if I told you in the beginning, we would never be in a place to have those conversations. I'm not saying you don't have that conversation. I don't think you have it right away. I don't think that's not something that you give everybody off rip. You're not getting the things that I'm going to give to the person I really care about. You're going to get let's have a good time. Let's enjoy each other. And if we can enjoy each other just on the fly, on the not even really talking about too much crazy stuff, we won. We can beat the algorithm. That's the best way I can put it. I want to beat the algorithm. And the only way I can beat the algorithm is by disarming you from the regular conversation that you typically have. What kind of job you got? Where you live at? What kind of car you drive? What's your financial background? Man, what is there? You know, it's hard to continue after that. Like, that to me sucks the life out of any creativity that you may have with anybody that you may want to enjoy. But if it's a guy, so of course y'all know I finished the first book. I just got to figure out how to get it published and all that kind of stuff. So Social Digital Currency, the book is finished. I'm writing another book called Never Stop Macking. And Never Stop Macking is the premise of it is one of the biggest complaints that in my life that my female friends have told me about is that men stop doing what they used to do to keep the, and it ain't even a man and woman thing. It's just people stop doing the things that they used to do. And people feel that void. And that's what we talk about. That's where we talk about, what we're talking about tonight. Engagement, being yourself. You have to never stop macking. This life game that we playing, this thing of success that we talk about, this thing about success in relationships, success in your job, success in your future requires consistency. And unfortunately, not enough people know what that looks like, how that feels, and how you project that to other people. And so the Never Stop Macking is going to communicate, look, how you set things up in the beginning, hopefully you're being your authentic self so you can continue with that for the duration of the life that you have with this person. Now, again, like I said before, you are going to grow that, but it started at a place that you have to decide to maintain. A lot of guys don't know that. A lot of guys don't practice it if they do know it. And that's why that book is going to be so necessary. You know? Gain, retain, maintain. That's going to be a theme of a whole lot of stuff. Gain, retain, maintain. If y'all have just joined me on Instagram, y'all can come over to my YouTube. We having a really good time over there. You can follow, like, and subscribe if you haven't. What up, Doc? Yeah. No, it's a lot. It's recorded too. I haven't yet, Andrea. That's an offline discussion, but I don't know yet. But no, we've been having an amazing conversation tonight. We started off talking about followers, and I'll chapter these things as we go, as I repost it. I was gonna just post it. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I gotta figure it out. But I won't be able to chapter it now that I think about it. It's because this is gonna be posted direct. But we have shared a lot of conversation. We talked about authenticity. We talked about being yourself. We talked about what is a super follower. We had a lot of people come in the room, a lot of really dope guests. And I love everybody who's following. What's up, Boy Wonder? Would love to put my pen on some stuff, but for all the people that have joined, and kicked it with us, we've had some really amazing guests come in the room, and they're still coming in. I've posted this on my YouTube, so if y'all missed something, y'all can go back and check it out. It's very relevant stuff. Plus, the image is differently on here, so if y'all come from my Instagram over to the YouTube, y'all can check out the layout. I'm in my studio right now, and it's just a really dope conversation, being able to communicate with y'all about these social digital currency techniques and how to build your social digital currency up and how to get your, it just was dope. And Tiffany came in and added a lot of value and helped us shape this conversation for y'all. I'm excited about where this is taking us tonight, and you guys will get an opportunity to go back and revisit it when you guys check out the broadcast. So the other thing I'm diving into more into my purpose is just being able to converse with you guys. I'm almost sure I'm gonna, if I can get my schedule straight to go to bed at a reasonable hour, like Tiff was on all over Charlemagne, because Charlemagne got to be up in like 5 hours or so, for the morning show. That's what my thought is at. Is like, in order for me to do a podcast, I'm gonna have to do it very early. Although I'm set to go on my podcast behind me, but I just, waking up early and then trying to be creative at night, you know what I mean? I've been cool with having a hard stop with y'all at midnight, which has been cool. I've been able to have a hard stop with y'all at midnight. And matter of fact, Dr. Zoli, I mentioned you earlier when I was talking about well, I'll mention you now more than I mentioned you then. I brought you up in terms of talking about super followers and expectations and what's, some of the dope things that followers do that increase not only their social digital currency with people, but increases their social currency with people. And I mentioned that. So the other day, I was on live. I think I was DJing, and she bought a super sticker. And that goes beyond spending your social digital currency. It converts it to actual currency. It's an actionable item that you do that says, hey man, I appreciate what you do. You're a whole vibe. It's not necessary, but it's dope. You know what I mean? And then, and when I was mentioned, I was like, yo, I know when I actually open up the membership for this room, I can kind of tell who's really going to be a super follower, who's going to be totally engaged. What up, living the dream? And be involved. And every time I think about that, as of lately, you popped up along with a whole bunch of other people. I already know Kira's my sister, so that don't count. I mean, it counts, but it don't count towards that. But all these things are the reasons why you follow, the reasons why you engage. And I preface it. I keep mentioning people want to be on social media without being social, and you catch trolls because they don't know how to be social in a normal fashion. These are the people who are, who cause crazy disturbances in person, who can't articulate themselves in big environments around groups of people from different walks of life and different backgrounds. If you're on my YouTube right now, I'm gonna give you guys a minute to subscribe, to hit the like button if you haven't already. I'm gonna end the poll because I'm cool with the 80%. You know what I'm saying? The question of the poll was, would you share this content? And the funny part is, I think now that Tiffany's coming to the room, Charlamagne the God, Boy Wonder, and some other people have come in the room, that they would, change that. But it's all good. We did good, 80-20. I'll take 80-20 any day. But if you haven't smashed that like button in your room, you can do that. But we've been having an amazing time. Tammy, you got to come to my, Tammy wants to go live with me, but Tammy, I need you to come to my YouTube and go live. My day starts at 3 a.m. Woo! Yeah. Hell yeah. I'll be sharing. Yeah. Yeah. I like saying what's up, Doc, too, by the way, just so you know. And I like saying what's up, Doc. Let me put that up here. Y'all see what she say. Raise the cup. I love that. Yeah, Tammy, I've never went live with you before, so I'm a little nervous. Not sure what you're gonna say or do. But with that in mind, man, I had not planned to well, I didn't know how long this conversation would be tonight. It's been really dope. Yvonne, what's happening? Real Amanda, what's up? We're live on my YouTube channel if y'all want to pop over for a little bit. We've been on since 10 o'clock. This is why it's important. And I'm going to talk about notifications in, I think, 3 weeks. So just so y'all understand the lineup. Last week I talked about, what up, Sharon? Last week I spoke about social digital currency as a whole, and I kind of just skimmed over all these different parts because I wanted y'all to have the body of it so y'all can go back and watch. I think it's called How to Be a Badass on Instagram, like Kim Kardashian. It's a body of work so you guys understand how to communicate and spend your social digital currency. Now what I'm doing is similar to what I'm doing with on my Monday nights. My Monday nights, I talk about 10 ways to be a better producer, and then I'm starting with each way and cultivating that conversation. So we started with the global perspective on social digital currency last week. This week, the first thing that you do when you join anybody's, in order to be a part of the social community, you have to follow. So today we spoke about how to follow. Let me look at my notes. We spoke about why followers are important to you, to them, and to the algorithm, and to businesses. We talked about how you gain more followers. I gave tips like you don't have to be on the platform to gain more followers, to secure more followers. And actually, those people who are more active and social in the community have exponential gains because they're out there working the people. You know, they're working the conversation. They're putting themselves in a position where you get more of a honest, in the moment feedback. Like, you can actually hand somebody your phone and say, hey, put your Instagram in. If you're really socially networking, you can go to an event and you can run the numbers. Like, if you're really social, if you really are a person of interest, if you're really somebody who knows how to communicate, you can really get those people building it. So even when you're out, if you go to ladies, if you're out in some, and you got to be kind of careful, because, you know, guys are crazy. You know, some guys are crazy. So you got to kind of manage and temper how often you give it out. And I would tell ladies, never put your location, if possible, when you post until after you leave that location, because stalkers are real. I think I can say with confidence that there are more male stalkers than women stalkers, but, you know, dudes be crazy, like crazy, like stupid crazy. So I don't want anybody to be, you know, to manage their social media in a way where it's going to get them in a bad position. For those of you who've been watching, the Atlanta Braves are winning 7-0, about to win the World Championship. I just had to announce that because I'm in Atlanta. I'm a Braves fan. I've been to a few games. I don't rock the paraphernalia because the only hat y'all have mostly ever see me in is a Detroit Tigers hat, because I'm from Flint, Michigan. And so I represent myself and my career. Plus it's a D for Dwight. Like, it has multiple stuff. But anyway, I know you guys took away some things. I'll reiterate the other tip that I want y'all to take. That other tip: don't be on social media arguing with people who are not following you. In your comments, do not argue with people who are not following you. Turn on the go to settings, privacy, comments, and say only people you follow and that follow you can comment on your page. That's all you want. You don't want nobody else to be able to comment to you. Yeah. Yep. Voicemails in the DMs, but that's a whole different conversation on comments, Andrea. So today we're on followers. Next week we're gonna be on likes and what they mean to what you to your engagement. We'll go to comments. We'll go to notifications. We'll go to saves. We'll go to repost. We'll go to they just won. They just won the World Series. Atlanta Braves just won the World Series. How about that? In Houston. So it's gonna be a big celebration this whole weekend. I'm ready for it. So Woody, you good to go? Woody was one of the people who was here from the beginning. That's another thing. If you can be, right? All these algorithms appreciate you all showing up immediately, joining immediately. And if enough people join immediately, other people will see it and they'll continue to cultivate the room. You know, it was an amazing night tonight, and I'm excited about, you know, where we're going with this, and hopefully I'm being a great help to a lot of people. I appreciate y'all showing up every time. You know, y'all are rock stars. You know, there's a crew being formed who are absolutely showing me, you know, that they really rock with, you know, what we got going on, and that means everything. I can't do this by myself, and I love the community that's being built. The community that's being built in this room. So I'm gonna go. Let me start up here right quick. I don't know if Michael's still in the room, but thanks, Mike, for showing up. Woody, my homeboy Mario, Alexis, Trainwreck, Jared, Andrea, Andrea Smith, Ali, Tiffany Haddish, Andre Smith, and Kira, of course, and Dr. Zoli. Like y'all light it up every time y'all come. What up, Roy? What up? You know, I'm just gonna call you Nova. Irie always be in the play. Like, I really appreciate y'all and how y'all spending y'all. Dr. Jaquel, all y'all should be on my YouTube and subscribe, because I really want y'all here from the beginning when we communicate and kick it. And Dr. Jaquel, you know, it's always dope having you around. Love your perspective and your opinions. So we got to figure out something where I can include you in some of these as well. My homeboy Nate is helping me with these visuals. But the community I want to cultivate is just bringing you guys from Instagram to a really, really dope experience where I can even have some of y'all call in. Like Instagram and YouTube, I can have some of y'all call in and be live with me on the show. And that part I'm looking forward to advancing. I just know we have to start with building the community. Yeah, Atlanta's celebrating right now. They got their championship. They played like rock stars tonight. I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it again, Dr. Jaquel. Like, I'm having so much fun on Wednesday Wildin' Out, Thursday Thumping Thursdays, and Friday. I'm having an amazing time doing all that stuff. Well, get on your computer, Irie. Stop playing. What up, Liquid? Burns. Do you say it like that? Do you separate it? I would separate it. I'd be like, yo, I'm Liquid. Burns. Have you ever seen, what's that cartoon where the snail becomes a race card? D-Shazer, what's happening? But yeah, so if you guys haven't, whether you use it or not, come over to the YouTube and subscribe and like. You don't have to join it. What up, Mia? Y'all don't have to hang out over there tonight because I think I'm a wrap pretty soon. But we had an amazing conversation, and I'm excited. One of the highlights of tonight, outside of Tiffany Haddish joining us and hanging out, was Charlamagne the God followed me on Instagram. That's pretty cool because, you know, he holds a platform that I think that I would love to be on and communicate alongside him and be a resource for the conversation that he holds. Yeah, I know, right, Mia? I love his, you know, that he's able to speak to the people and lend a, what up, Roy? Okay, I see you, Roy. Make sure you hit that subscribe and that like button, bro, while you're here. But Charlamagne the God came on, and hopefully that's an indicator that I'm saying and doing some things the right way. That's one of the highlights of tonight. But there's so much going on that I want you guys to be participants in, that it requires you to be active in how you follow. I should really mic drop and leave it right there, because that's essentially what it is. What we talked about tonight was followers and how you have to be intentional for the success that you want on this platform of Instagram and every other one. It's just different. What up, Tanya? It's different how you do it. I broke down a couple ways for you to advance your presence, and also, and not just advance your presence for yourself, but advance your presence as a follower on other people's pages. It's a small, intentional act that you do. Hey, Lisa, there you go. I see you. Yeah. Make sure y'all hit that like button when y'all come in, and hit that subscribe. It means the world to me. What up, Tanya? Miss Phipps, if you nasty. No, I'm joking. It's important though. And I'm going to give you, there you go, Irie. I'm going to give y'all the ways to be dope at this social media if you hang out with me long enough, right? Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to do it. It means I'm going to give you the tools to do it, and I'm not going to front on how it's going to take a real effort. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. It is work. I remember back when MySpace was a thing, and I'm not hoping I'm not giving up too much. There was this girl named Tila Tequila. If y'all remember her, y'all telling y'all age too. Tila Tequila, I remember an interview she did as to why she was when they asked her how did she become a big success. You know what she said? She said, I spent 4 to 6 hours online every day. 4 to 6 hours online. She said she spent that much time every day being active and cultivating her audience. To me, she was like one of the first huge successes online that I had seen in a space like that. You know what I mean? Tila Tequila went on to gain a lot from that, and then it's just that right there at the bottom. Go to youtube.com and then type in I see green, and it'll pull me up. Yeah, they are there. But that's one of the things that we have not translated on many platforms. We haven't told people, like, well, I mean, and what the funny part is, people on Clubhouse realize that. but you can't spend all your time on Clubhouse hoping to gain. Now, let me preface this. Did I gain a lot of followers from Clubhouse to my IG? Absolutely. Clubhouse is a funnel for your Twitter and a funnel for your prolific. It's a funnel for your Instagram and Twitter. But that's what everything does. Everything is a funnel, should be used as one. And honestly, even in a social media room I was in the other day, if you were being serious, it should be a funnel to your, what up, Cat? It should be a funnel to your website. All roads should essentially lead to your website. Now, I know that's a big undertaking because as a lot of us are online, we're trying to figure out what we want to do and how we want to be. And you can do that. What up, series? You can take your time and cultivate who you want to be and then develop your website. But at the moment that you understand that you're being a major influence and you have something to offer and something to give and you need a place, we definitely need a place like that where you need a place where none of these places can take it away from you. If at any point YouTube decides I'm not good enough for their platform, they can run me off. If Instagram decides to shut me down, they could just shut me down. Kind of like how we've seen them do with several people. That's why you gotta have your own website. And yeah, 4 to 6 hours per day, that is an incredible undertaking. But think about this. So many people should have done kind of like what I did. I took full advantage of the time that we were all kind of kicking it with each other during the lockdown. The lockdown was an awesome opportunity for people to discover and become who they wanted to be. And then by the time it was over and open, you would have developed the skills, you'd have gone through the rigors and developed it. And now that you have your website up and running, the last part is to use your influence and your conversation and your offering to gain more followers, to get more people in position to do what you need them to do. I know the entrepreneurial dream is very alive, but it definitely takes 4 to 6 hours of you being active. For everyone who has their own entrepreneurial dreams, has their own companies and those things, you absolutely have to nurture it by using all the techniques I talked about today in regards to how you follow and what you expect of your followers. But also keep in mind that you want to also direct your followers to where you need them to go. I've been doing it all night. I've been saying, hey, need you guys to join from Instagram. I need you guys to come over here to this YouTube. In the interim of me building this YouTube, I will then convert my YouTube followers over to my page as a resource for people to really get that exclusive content. What up, girl? Lexus. I want you to eventually end up over there at a place where I can have a conversation that's unencumbered by the preferences and the security points that they have on these websites. I can really speak to you then and give you the straight no chase, but we are all operating under the confines of the rules of use on every platform that we're on. And especially those of us who have developed an audience, we don't want to be shut out of that audience. We don't want to have cultivated all these conversations and posts and put in all this sweat equity on building these platforms only for it to go away. So I actually have 2 websites. I have my TRXS Now, which will be dedicated for more of the consultations for relationships and ideas and mentorship and those different things. And then I have the League of Extraordinary Producers, which is for production stuff and songs I've released and different things like that. So it's necessary, but we have to be smart enough to use these platforms that are already preset with followers, and we got to know how to use those tools that they give us to engage, attract, and build our followers and our influence to then take them where we want to go. I used to have this analogy, right? When I used to have artists that come through, artists would come through and they'd be like, man, I'm different, man, I'm different. And they play me something and I'd be like, man, that is really, really different. How's that going to work? And they get to explaining to me all these different things. And I have to, I don't want to be, Yeah, Tammy. I don't want to be. I never crush people's dreams versus giving them a perspective to look at it. Right. I say, if you are going to be the fish that changes the game, do you think you can do that by jumping in the stream and immediately going upstream against all the other fish? You're going to die trying. I tell them what I tell most other people. You can be a standout fish going in the same direction as the other fish, and you most definitely need to be most times, so that you can gain the respect and influence of the other fish that are swimming with you. And then you can gain enough fish to say, hey man, why don't we swim over there? And when y'all decide to swim over there, you change the direction and momentum of where you're going. What up, Shine Trigger? Unless they're salmon, that's funny. But they can't, one salmon can't swim upstream against 30 salmon, 100 salmon, 1,000 salmon, 1,000,000 salmon swimming downstream. He's gonna have to convince other salmon that he's qualified to lead and navigate them to another place, another way that they're gonna benefit from. That's the name of the game, is changing, especially if you're unique, if you're trying to do something that's never been done, if you're trying to be a person of influence, then you have to influence the people who are available and allow them to help you. You can't do it alone. Like nothing that we're trying to do, I can't do this without you all being here. I wouldn't even want to do that. It's so much funner having y'all here. Like the comments, like y'all are funny as I don't know what. And I'm entertained by that and I enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? But I think in my mind, I'm under the belief, yep, be a light. Be a light, not only in, what is it, Kira? Be a light not only in dark places, but to be a light in a light places makes you truly special. That means you can influence people who are already at a level where they feel like they can't be influenced. What up, Jeff? So that's important. You know what I'm saying? Jeff, I've been going over social digital currency. It's been a social digital currency conversation. What up, Mika? And we were talking about the first social digital currency spin that you can have, which is following people. A lot of people don't understand the point and purpose behind it, and they don't understand the value, and a lot of people just frivolously do it and not know why they do it, and then wonder why their engagement suffers. All social media is about engagement. Somebody wanted me to speak on the metaverse situation. That metaverse is about engagement. They say, how can we get more people to communicate with more people? Oh, make a device that makes them think that it's really them in this situation. That's what they're doing. The metaverse, you're going to put on your AI glasses. You're going to escape the reality that you're in, and you're going to join this reality that they've developed that will never, ever be as refined as you are when you take them off. They already know that it's not going to be like you, like this. You know, it's not going to be this. It's going to be an alternate version. An alternate version. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's all about how I, you know, the phrasing I say, spend some social digital currency for a social media engagement on any social media platform with your people and persons of interest. If y'all can keep that in the foreground of everything that you do when you hit the on button or when you join any of these platforms, you're going to understand that it's primarily about how and who you communicate and who you resonate with. That's it. And if you're not a great communicator, start becoming one. Where you start doesn't have to be where you finish. And when people use the phrase, but I've always, well, I just say, well, that don't make it right. You know? Yeah, they are. They are, Kat. And things like that. I stopped watching Black Mirror. I stopped watching Black Mirror when I felt like it was the possibility of the reality of it. I was like, yo, this seems too like it's in the works. And I don't want to be that informed. I want to be naive to some degree when it comes to certain things. I want to have willful naivety. There are times where knowing too much, you know, can hurt you. I know people don't think so, but wiser men have gone crazy because they've known too much. I don't want to know too much. I want to know enough to be dangerous, but I don't want to know too much. Knowing too much will sometimes make you stop believing. I'm going off in a whole tangent, but knowing too much will make you stop believing in yourself, because knowing too much makes you think you know the answer when the outcome really depends on how much heart you have and what you're willing to give to it. And sometimes knowing too much, you'll believe the odds that are stacked up against you when in fact you could have really challenged yourself to break through. I didn't mean to run off the rails on that, but I got to communicate to y'all when y'all are speaking to me, when y'all are texting and typing. I have to communicate back to y'all those things, you know what I'm saying? And these are the parts that I want y'all to know. I am looking at everybody's comments, you know what I'm saying? I do look at y'all comments when y'all put them in the conversation. It's essential, you know what I'm saying? It's essential that we do that, because it's a part of the engagement. And that's another reason why, you know, for the platform that I have on my lives, I have the ability to invite people to my lives in real time, so you're a part of my live when we communicate. Like, I enjoy that, because having somebody you know, a guest speaker, I'm gonna see if I can in the future cultivate great conversations with some people. You guys will see some stuff you know, as we build it and as we have people do it. So yeah, you know when you know that you don't know. Yeah, exactly. That's, you guys are gonna hear smart people say that often. Yeah, that part, Andrea just said it, Kat kind of said it, Tammy said it. There's a point where you become intelligent enough to know that you don't know, and that's okay. If you decide to know, that's on you, and you can build from there or whatever. But I'm the guy who is driving in the car, see an accident, like see them have it all roped off or whatever, and I keep looking straight. I just go about my business, because I know that the power of my mind, I will know too much about that situation, or I'll see something that I can't wipe off. That's kind of like when I was telling Tiffany earlier, like on those 3 rules that I had when she kept talking about the credit. I was like, there's some things I don't want to know about you, because you may not make it to a 4th date if the first 3 don't go right. And I don't want to have to file away the ignorance that I learned about you that won't matter to me in my future. If you looked at your, I don't know if they did this on Black Mirror or not, that your brain has a certain capacity for information. I don't know. And I know they say it's limitless, but there's a part of me that says some of the things I care about will have to get moved out of the way, because I have so much random things in there. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody? Like, we have to be careful of what we consume, because it still takes up space. So I think about stuff like that. If there's a conversation I don't want to have or don't want to hear, I'll be like, I'm straight. I don't watch certain things. I don't know if you guys remember, there used to be a website. There used to be a website called Consumption Junction. Has anybody ever heard of this? What up, Observe? There was a website called Consumption Junction. It was kind of like, it was worse than the World Star when Q was running it. And I think Q was plugged in, and I think, you know, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I don't think Q died of his own resources. I think that he was so plugged in and he was giving up so much information that they was like, he's a threat, and they took him out. But before he was around, there was a website called Consumption Junction, and I think somebody sent it to me. I wasn't looking actively to discover this website myself. Somebody put me up on it. That's it right there. I'm going to post that right there. Yep. Almost like prioritizing conversations of what you're taking in energetically. You have to be responsible. And this Consumption Junction was the catalyst for me to understand that. So somebody sent me this link. Didn't really give me... Yep. That part right there, Tammy. Like Tiff talking about not watching scary stuff on them invites and all that. You're absolutely right. So I'm watching this thing, and I mean, this dude sends me, I forget who sent it to me. He sent me this video. I click on it recklessly, and as I'm watching it, I'm like, I don't know what I'm watching. I'm thinking it's something crazy. It's got a white man on his knees, facing the camera. It's got 4 dudes, clearly Arabic, Oh, I can't say Arabic. Clearly from the Middle East, because I don't know what their nationality was, but they were Middle Eastern, and they were behind them. They had on the black. You couldn't see their faces, but they had on the garb and everything. And the one guy was standing to his right with a big machete. And the white guy, I don't think he knew what was happening. Like, I don't think he realized what was going on, because he was kind of just chilling. Like, he had a little smirky smile on his face or whatever, and it looked like that stuff you see on the movies where they video and they about to say what they're about to do and all that. And of course I didn't understand none of the words they said, blah 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 blah. All I saw was this guy take this machete and swing back and go bow to this dude's neck, and I would assume it was supposed to chop his head off, but it didn't. And the minute it hit his neck, it didn't go all the way through. It just it was a dull knife. And so you heard the dude screaming. And then the guy starts sawing with it, and you saw the life leave his body. And that, I couldn't wipe it off. I could not wipe it off. Even in my mind right now, I see it like I saw it yesterday. I can never wipe that off. And that was that lesson that taught me, bro, you got to be very mindful of what you look at, because you can't get stuff on you. You can't wipe that stuff off. Before I learned that lesson, there was a lesson where I was driving down I-85 in Atlanta, and there was a car accident, and I looked over, and the car had been flipped over in the whole nine, and all I saw was somebody's arm, lifeless arm, hanging out of that car, and I knew they was dead. And I was like, yo, this is not it. Like, I said, I won't look at car accidents again, and then I said I won't click on hapless videos that people are putting in front of me, and that is not it. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be mindful of that. And Andrea, you're right. Consumption is definitely not just what we eat through our mouths. It is what we see through our eyes that can do even more damage than what we consume through our mouths. But that's why I say you have to be mindful for the things that you want, for the growth that you want, for what we're trying to do here with followers, with social digital currency, with building these things up. These things got to be put into practice. So I'm gonna leave y'all with something to do this week. All right, I'm gonna have y'all use the 10-2 method, so next week y'all can tell me how it went. Next week, from this day, y'all have a week to do it. I want y'all to follow 10 people on your Instagram who are in the field that you're in, or have a similar interest that you have, or they engage people that you would more or less have a conversation with, right? And I want y'all to follow five, let's go to 5. Follow 5 different people like that have over 150,000 followers. And then I want, throughout the week and the weekend, I want y'all to communicate with their followers something about what you love, or about what you do, or complimenting them on a comment that they made, or supporting a comment that they had. And then follow them and say, hey, I'm the one who commented on your page. I thought you were insightful. I followed you. Thanks for the follow back. And I want to see if out of those 5 that you do that with, make sure they're people who are already active on their accounts. Don't go and do that on somebody who ain't posted since August. Do it on somebody who's posted within the last 3 days, or actively posts, on a regular basis. And if you do that, I guarantee you'll have 5 new followers, and they'll start liking and commenting on your next few posts. So that's the assignment for next week, is to grow your followers by no less than 5 of the ones that you've engaged in. Yep, the 10x2 method. But we're gonna do 5. I don't want to scare too many people and have y'all going ham. To be realistic, for somebody who wants the ultimate growth, if you spend 4 to 6 hours online, then you can actually do that 10 different people, and then respond to as many people on those posts as you can, and hit them with the follow and the, hey, I followed you, man. I would love for the follow back. You think like I think. Let's follow each other. You know what I'm saying? it's gonna go a long way. I'm sure you all are gonna come back with at least an 70 to 80, if not more, % return on that investment in that energy that y'all give to build your followers. Now remember what I said, and if y'all missed how to be a badass at spending your social digital currency, I'm gonna have that posted at the end of this video somewhere. I'm gonna put a card in here about that, and I'll have it as a video you can select at the end of this video when you rewatch it. But it's necessary. It's necessary. We have not because we ask not. Yep. I mean, it's all in front of us. We've been saying this. We've been taught this stuff, man. But you know, life and other stuff, it takes us out of our due diligence, doing what we know better than to do. So yeah. So another dope thing, you know, I'm gonna end it on this. Another dope thing is, I don't know if y'all have watched the Wu-Tang thing, if y'all are watching it on Hulu or not, but I am, and a new episode just came out at 12:01 tonight. And I gotta watch it because I am addicted to. It's one of my guilty pleasures. Is the Wu-Tang Clan, the story of the Wu-Tang Clan, how they came together and how they move is so dope. And it presents a lot of the lessons and a lot of the things that I talk about in the spirit of growing and the spirit of chasing your dreams and not being deterred by the obstacles. I think it's something y'all have got to watch. That's my gem for y'all tonight on as far as spending your time. If you have time to invest in watching something that we all know, you know, we all know it was a success. We just don't know how it became a success. The other thing I want to say, thanks to everybody who came, everybody who subscribed. If you have not hit the like button, that would be super dope. I'd appreciate that. But I really appreciate y'all if y'all hit the subscribe button. If y'all have super liked or super chatted, it is appreciated. It's not necessary, but it's always appreciated when you convert your social digital currency into actual currency. And it definitely cultivates your social currency with me. When this video is posted, I'd appreciate y'all to share it. It gives you an option where that arrow is. It says you can share it to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Tumblr, WhatsApp, Pinterest, and an email, Reddit, and a whole bunch of other places that, you know, I don't know if y'all are savvy on all those. I know I'm savvy on a couple of them. I'm not savvy on all them joints, but I got a couple a couple that I rock with. Now when y'all watch this, because I know a lot of y'all were not here from the beginning, y'all will love what I said in the beginning. That's why you have to and what's dope, so and this is what I want to tell y'all. For those people who don't know, y'all inspire me so much that when I communicate on these platforms and we talk, I have the bright ideas keep coming, like the thoughts keep coming, and they cultivate the full conversation. And that's why I be like, yo, it's hard to skip through these. It's hard for me to even put chapters to them, because I say stuff in between the chapters that I'm not even marking as a chapter, or I extend it. You know what I'm saying? I extend the chapters into so much more because of questions that people ask and things that trigger other things. Like tonight was super, super dope. I think y'all are really, really, really gonna love what happened tonight. Like tonight was super, super dope. But you gotta watch it because there, you know, a lot of it is no rhyme, no reason how it came to be, or the conversation that it extended itself to. But it's in there. It's like a jack in the box when we have these conversations. I've been trying to be more conscious about outline of what I want to talk about, which is why I had the notes today, because I was like, I really want to talk about these points, but I know it's going to lend itself to so much more useful content, and it did it real dope and real crazy tonight. Like, it's so much stuff that we touched on that I'm like, I got to go back and watch it, because a lot of times it's 50% the things that I've outlined that I want to talk about, and then 50% of it is improv based off of what we talk about. 50% of it is the interaction, 50% of it is the inspiration, and then the aha moments. I don't even know if y'all know that. Like, I do think y'all know that, because I don't even keep a straight face. I be giving it away. When I have an aha moment, I can't keep it to myself. I be like, oh man, and it reminds me. You know what I'm saying? Or dang, let me do, and I pivot. And I enjoy that about the creative process. Whether it's with music, y'all see me create musically, and I know y'all see me have an aha moment when I've been creating musically. And Shine Trigger, I appreciate the follow on IG. I would love all the subscriptions, all the likes, all that dope stuff on the YouTube. I'd appreciate all the love y'all can show me over there, all the social digital currency you can spend there. But I haven't even dove into social digital currency and the spin that it has on YouTube, because they're increasing it, and it's really, really dope. From the shorts and all that. Anyway, we can't talk about that. We can't. I won't get into that tonight, because if I get into all the stuff that's going through my head, and one of the cool thing is, for some of y'all have been here and y'all have been really, really, really lighting my fire. Y'all have really. I leave these conversations so full. And there's sometimes where I'm in conversations where I leave so empty. And I think, it's giving it all and then not receiving anything back. But when I give to y'all, man, the comments, the response, the energy, the vibe, like I be geeked. And then when we do the party nights, like for those of y'all who just like music and like improv and like freestyling, I do that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I also do other posts. Don't get me wrong. There are other posts that I'll be posting daily on the YouTube, but they're lives. I love going live with y'all, and that's why I'm trying to incorporate. I'm trying not to wear too many hats, but I know social digital currency. I know the social media conversation is necessary. What up, Amy? And that I have to share that with you all. But I want to talk about some other stuff, and I think that's where the podcast element is going to come into play. So I may start having the podcast conversation with y'all about, like, I want to talk about the Kyrie. I can't say it on here, but I want to talk about. I mean, I can't talk about it on this. I'd have to open my other account, the DwightSkrappReynolds or the TRXS Now, in order to podcast, because my podcast is I'm very aware of what's going on around me. And I do enjoy involving myself in those conversations. Like, I saw a post today that I want to talk about. I really want to talk about it really bad. 2 posts. One was the Kyrie Irving, how the general manager and the owner have doubled down on not letting him play. And all I could think of is, y'all would rather have an injured player who can't play any of the time than a healthy Kyrie Irving playing when he can, as to teach him a lesson. That's a whole nother conversation I want to get into. Then I want to get into the conversation about the LGBTQ conversation when it comes to Dave Chappelle, and how they're not holding themselves accountable in other situations, but they only appear in the marches and in the standoffs when it directly involves them. They're not involved. It's a whole lot of stuff I want to talk about. Those were headlines that I saw today. There was another one. That struck me. But again, until I absolutely decide to, that part right there, like that's why that conversation is so necessary. And I want to be a voice in that conversation. I just can't do it on my music page. I got to do it on my conversation page that is directed at having that hard discussions and talking about it from a way that people need to hear it. You know what I mean? I need that. I'm gonna start pulling from some of those resources and then having those conversations, because they're not being had. To me, they're not being had by not only intelligent people, but by logical people. The absence of logic and God in the conversations that we're having nowadays are the reasons why we're having the battles that we're having. And I'm just gonna leave it there, because I could really extend that conversation so much that we need to do it another time on another page, and we can have that conversation fully. But the absence of God and the absence of logic has left the door open to these illogical tyranny that we're experiencing right now, because nobody has to have a moral compass that's rooted in either one of those. Anyway, with that in mind, that part. 60 days of, anyway. There's so much common sense that is being left out of the conversation. I'm gonna leave y'all. I can't do it. Okay, so I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah, common sense ain't common. Yeah, I got that on one of my. That's usually on the header to some of my Instagram reels. It's a part of my post that common sense ain't always common. But we're gonna have some conversations, and we're gonna really help people really understand what it is. I think it's important that somebody who has the wherewithal, who is paying attention to things, consuming and regurgitating it with logic. I think that we can have the bigger conversation, because there are this time in life right now possesses too much illogical behavior, and it's compromising people's way of life and liberties. With that in mind, I thank y'all for following me. Again, I'm going to give y'all one last chance before I get out of here to subscribe, to like, to super chat, to super sticker, to share. All those things are available to y'all now. Some of them go away once the podcast is over with. What up, Portia? I ain't seen you in a minute. But yeah, y'all have an opportunity to do all that. And if you're following on Instagram, make sure you turn on notifications. I would love for y'all to be there from the start of these conversations. That way I don't have to have a 5-minute delay or a 10-minute delay to get things started. I just want to jump into the conversation, and then, and go from there. And hopefully in the future, some of those really special guests that join the room will either join me on my live on Instagram or join me live here on my YouTube. Thank you so much, Tammy. Tammy said I got a new fan. That's what's up. Yeah, be super, y'all. I like that. Addressing the macro issues in micro spaces. I love that, Andrea. I got to put that up there, because I think people need to see that. Addressing the macro issues in micro spaces. That's what I'm aiming to change, Andrea. I'm aiming to change that. And I think with you guys' help, with you guys spreading the word, with you guys sharing and talking about it and putting this in discussion, that I can address those macro issues in a macro platform, in a macro way. I believe I'm resilient enough to do it. I believe I possess the logical wherewithal that it takes to have these conversations in places where people are afraid of somebody like me coming in there and not being the typical aggressive and being the typical, but having a conversation where I make you think. There hasn't been one person in the arena of these illogical behaviors that has been able to make their point stand in the face of real logic. And that's what that's what I'm looking forward to, is being able to spread the conversation so that globally it can have an effect. The only way it can do that right now, though, is if you guys share the content, if y'all let other people see and hear it, then maybe some people start having some aha moments and start saying, man, I never thought of it that way. And that was the conversation with when I introduced social digital currency. One of the greatest compliments I kept getting was, man, you opened me up to a new way of thinking about my experience on social media. I never looked at it that way. So the rest is on y'all, man. I've done my part for the night. You know what I mean? I've done my part. My part was to just put this information out there, make it available. The rest is up to y'all, man. Like when we talk about followers and the expectations of followers and how to be a dope follower and how to be a great follower, this is why and this is how. I can only be as dope as y'all introduce me to other people. I can only influence the people that y'all put me in front of. That's it. I'm doing my part. This is it. This is what I got. I appreciate y'all from the bottom, top, and middle of my heart. Because sometimes when people say the bottom of my heart, I'll be like, why is that so special? And I'm going to have to think about that, because somebody got to break down to me why you say from the bottom of my heart. Why not from the top of my heart? Why not with all my heart? Why not that? Nigga, why are you just picking one spot and the bottom at that? Look, with all my heart, I thank y'all for tuning in and hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all. I love the way that we converse and the way that we hang out. We're going to make this thing make sense as we go forward. Again, the greatest social digital currency spin that y'all can have is by sharing the content with other people and telling them to spread the word, to share, and to keep this thing going. I'm out for the night. I'm gonna go watch this Wu-Tang, and I'm gonna try to get to sleep early. And if I can get up early enough, you guys may, if you turn on notifications, if you got the little bell turned on, y'all may have y'all may, in order to have a great leader, we must learn to genuinely follow. Oh, that's what's up. You got a lot of positive points to share. I do, Irie. I tell you, I promise you, I do. But if I'm gonna try to wake up early enough, and if I do, I may jump on my podcast setup and have a conversation of, with some of the things that I'm thinking. When I wake up, I have a lot. I've dreamed about a lot, and then I have a lot to say in the morning. But then I'd be like, I wake up around noon or 11, and I don't have an opportunity to really jump into it. But we're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure this schedule thing out. I'm gonna make this so that we can have these conversations not only late at night, but early in the morning. Maybe early enough for y'all to have like a what Frank Ski called a morning vitamin, or something to take with y'all in the morning, something that y'all can chew on throughout the day, and maybe we can discuss later on at night. I just want to provoke some thought and put some positive energy into y'all before y'all get into these spaces. I had a song called Before She Walks Out the Door. I wrote it for Anthony Hamilton. It's called Before She Walks Out the Door. You did. You came in super late last night. Wait, I caught you at 3 this morning. Okay, yeah. So I did a thing for, I wrote a song that I had in mind for Anthony Hamilton. And there's a line in there that says, before she gets her Starbucks, I got to let her know she's got my love every day. You know what I'm saying? Before you go into the world, I'm going to play it for y'all one day. It's a rough demo, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, is it, do I gain an hour or lose an hour? Yeah, the wake up earlies. That's funny, Ari. Yeah, you're so right. I do when I was doing the waking up earlies. That was some real stuff. That was some real stuff. The waking up early joints. They're on there somewhere. They're on my IGTV somewhere. I be spaced out and I just be having a lot of stuff on my mind. I don't know. I think a lot, but then you don't get an opportunity to share a lot, and so this platform has allowed me the ability to just share my thoughts with y'all, and I'm glad we all kind of, I'm not alone. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the greatest compliment to all this, is that I feel like I'm not alone and I'm around people who enjoy these conversations. So with that in mind, man, y'all make it so hard to say goodbye, but I'm not saying goodbye. Y'all make it hard to say talk to you later. But that's what it is, man. I'm gonna jump off of IG first because y'all been so dope. So IG, I appreciate y'all. If y'all are on IG and have not followed on YouTube, y'all should do that. That way y'all can have the experience that so many of my other friends over here are having. But until then, I'm gonna log off of here. I'm gonna end it now, and I'm gonna share that video. But I don't think it's gonna be. I'm gonna share it, but it's the difference between sharing it is that it was different. I made sure I was up in the corner on it for most of it because, I want the experience to be what it is right here. What you guys see in front of you right now, to me, that's the greatest experience and the greatest engagement we're gonna have is you play harp music. It might help. That might happen. Well, you know what's gonna happen on them other nights, but it ain't gonna on Mondays and Tuesdays. I want to start the week off making sure I got good information to take with y'all throughout the week. And then as we go through and we see that the stuff is working and we're having a great time, then let's turn up and have a good time on Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays. But yeah, so tonight is peace and love, and we'll talk later. All right, y'all.